Madam Web was directed by S.J. Clarkson and released in theaters this week. Spoiler section, right there. Let's get into this thing. So, Madam Web is about Dakota Johnson. She plays this character called Cassie Webb, aka Madam Web, from the comic books, Spider-Man comics, because Sony wants to milk the Spider-Man franchise for every last dollar. And they said, hey, let's make a movie about Madam Web, okay? In this movie, she has powers where she can see the future. She can see what's going to happen. She sees that this guy named Ezekiel Sims is dressed up in his finest Spider-Man suit that he ordered off of eBay, and he is going to kill these 3 girls played by Celeste O'Connor, Isabella Merced, and Sydney Sweeney, who I gladly simp over, and she is trying to stop that. So she's here to say, hey, you're not going to kill these girls. I'm going to stop you before you kill them, because this guy has a dream that he gets killed by them, and she has a dream where he's like, I'm going to kill them, nothing's going to stop me, and yeah, that's why she's here, to protect them. It's Terminator 2, basically, is what it is. It's like, there's this guy, he's coming to kill you for something you're going to do in the future, so now we have to kill him first. I'll tell you right off the bat, guys, I was not hopeful for this movie, but I was going to give it a chance like I do with any other movie. I gave, the Marvels a chance, Quantumania, let's see, Morbius, the Venom films, and just like all of those movies, they fell flat on their ass. This movie, it is a sight to behold. It is one of the most unintentionally funny, and also at the same time, one of the worst comic book movies I've seen in years. It is not competently written. It's written by the same people that did Morbius, so you can't expect much on that front. Because you guys know the Morbius script is absolute crap. And here, it's not much better. It's actually worse. The directing, awful. S.J. Clarkson, she did work on the Defenders, the Netflix series where it's like Luke Cage, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. I guess she did okay on that show. I haven't seen it. I don't know. But yeah, she did a jump from TV to movies as her first actual feature film debut, and she might want to go back to Netflix. It's not good. It's not good, guys. It was funny, in a way where it's like almost where it's so bad it's good, but even I can't be like, oh, you need to go see this to see how bad it is. No, I'm telling you, wait till digital, wait till DVD if you want to own this thing. I'll probably buy it because I'll do it for Media Dumpster probably later this year. I imagine I have so many ideas for that right now. This movie, it moves so clunkily, like the editing. This movie, I don't know what happened in the editing room for this movie, but it is edited like someone that just found out how to use, like, a program, like an editing program. It's like, there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. The story is, like, just bare bones. It's non-existent, basically. They don't flesh out anything. They don't give you any kind of information. You have to, they're trying to, like, give Madam Web all this information about her past and her powers. But at the end of the day, none of it is developed. On top of that, you have a script that just does not work. The jokes are not landing. They take quotes that are, from past Spider-Man films, like, with great power comes great responsibility. And I'm just going to say it because it's been everywhere being memed. They say, when you take on responsibility, great power will come. That is an actual line in this movie. Everyone in this movie's acting ranges from either uninterested, bored out of their mind, or I do not want to be here. That's it. Even the villain, Ezekiel Sims, played by Tahar Rahim, he just does not want to be here. And the acting shows. It's like every single performance, every line delivery in this, it's like, do we want to do that again? No? Okay, that's fine. I'm getting paid. I don't care. It's just like, that's it. And I don't, you know what? I don't blame him. Okay, Dakota Johnson, literally after the film's trailer dropped, she fired her agent. She knew what she was getting into with this movie. Okay? Because the story is an absolute mess. The hero, the spider people stuff you see in the trailers, don't expect to get too much more of that. Let's get to the spoilers, okay? Madam Web is getting a 3, and just barely is it getting a 3 out of 10. Because, my god, I was trying to wonder if this was going to be higher or lower on my ranking list than Night Swim. And, I don't know, it's higher than Night Swim at this point, but that could very much change, because, god, at least Night Swim was like, it gave you some information on, like, what the hell is happening. This movie, it's like, you're clueless. I am clueless. They don't give you any information, nothing is developed, no one is trying at all. So, with that, I'm going to get to the spoiler section. So, thanks for watching this part. I'll see you for spoilers. Okay, so in the spoiler section, I'm going to try and keep it short here. You get nothing with the spider people, okay? The spider suits, you know, Sydney, Isabel, Celeste in the suits, even Dakota, you get, like, 2 minutes of it. And that's within the dream sequences of Ezekiel Sims and Madam Web. And it's so poorly done. The suits look okay, I guess. They kind of look like from a CW show. On top of that, you just have everybody in the movie, you know, constantly being taken from place to place. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it, why they're going this place, why they're going here. It's just like, oh, we can conveniently set off fireworks in this factory to blow up at the exact time that Ezekiel Sims shows up, and it works out perfectly in their favor to blow up right when he's next to it. It doesn't blow up when they first put these flares into these boxes with fireworks. It just conveniently blows up when he's in there. And you have Madam Web being this totally unlikable character who doesn't give a shit about anything. Like I can't name one thing where she's like, oh, I care. But, I mean, obviously by the end she's like, oh yeah, this is my family right here. She basically takes these 3 girls in as her own. But it's like, I don't feel it. I don't feel it whatsoever because Dakota Johnson does not want to be here. No one wants to be here. This entire thing was for a paycheck. It's like, this movie doesn't even have an after credits scene. It's like the studio knew what this was going to be. They dropped this in February, okay? They got Pepsi to sponsor a ton of it because there's so many mentions of Pepsi. Every character is drinking Pepsi. There's literally the final act is in front of a Pepsi sign. The villain dies from the S of the Pepsi sign falling on him and killing him. And she gets hints of, like, what's going to happen later on in the movie, earlier in the film, when you see in the trailer she drops off the bridge in this car. She starts seeing pieces of what's going to happen later in this movie, like a balloon popping. It happens at this baby shower she goes to for Mary Parker. And then later on, we see the S falling onto Ezekiel Sims and it kills him. That S, that from the Pepsi sign, is in her vision. So, this movie was funded purely off of Pepsi. The studio has no faith in the movie because they dropped this in February on Valentine's Day for people to go see with their girlfriends, and the girlfriend is going to dump them after they make them watch this movie because they're a Spider-Man fan. And yeah, this movie just sucks. It is unintentionally funny in the worst way, where it's like, oh, I cannot believe how bad this is, how poorly written this is, how the dialogue is this bad, how none of the actors want to be there. It is a complete failure on every aspect, okay? So that's where I'm going to leave this review. Like I said, a Media Dumpster episode is definitely coming in the future. Stay tuned for that. For now, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed my review of Madam Web. Let me know what you thought of the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for 600 and 500 subscribers. We could even hit 700 by the end of this month. We could get to 1,000 very soon. It's approaching rapidly, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support. But until next time, been AJYT Abbott, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna enjoy some Pepsi, okay? Goodbye.